Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. This is Jennifer. I'm actually recording a day early because I am traveling on Wednesday, so my Tuesday is going to be a little bit crazy with travel prep. I'm also going to record 2 videos today, so you will see this exact visage in my video for next week because I will not be back until Tuesday next week. And I do have some show and tell that I don't want to show today because it's a surprise. That's Dipper. So despite wearing my Aircast, aka my Banky Old Boot, I have been working on a lot of stuff and I have a pile of stuff to share. So first before I forget, I did put the binding on the quilt that Abby sent me that was already quilted, and she had made the binding, so that was literally like a half an hour of work for me. So Abby, thank you so much. That went out Saturday for the Linus Connection. Speaking of Linus, I do want to share the totals from our fundraiser sale on Saturday. We were selling fabric yardage for $10 a pound, which is approximately 3 yards, and we were selling fat quarters for I think it was $6 for $5. I think it was $6 for $5 or $1 each. So we sold $3,690 in fabric, which is 369 pounds of fabric for anyone who's counting, and $191 in fat quarters. So it was a very successful sale. We cleared out a whole lot of stuff. Beautiful fabric. We just have more than we need. So all of that money will go to help make more blankets for kids in crisis across Central Texas, batting, yarn, other supplies, yeah, like our labels and our poems and stuff like that. So it's a huge help. So thank you if you came out. I loved seeing everyone that stopped and said hello, and I just I kind of hung out by the door the whole time, and it was very nice to just get to see so many familiar faces. I also turned in one more crocheted blanket that I finished. This was kind of everything that I had left. I am down to the dregs of my yarn. I'm trying not to buy any more right now. And so this was everything that I had left, and I don't have it to show you because I turned it in on Saturday. Dipper keeps walking by in case I look distracted. He's just kind of going back and forth. I did get that turned in, and so I'm sure, I actually did look, I'm sure that my total for the year is already 24, which is my goal for the entire year. I'm already there because of the big push for Quilts for Uvalde and just sitting and crocheting so much for the last month and a half. So anyway, I'm still gonna keep making blankets for Linus because obviously I am. Let's look at some other fun stuff. So before Saturday's meeting, I labeled one of my IKEA bags that I take with me. I have a couple that are not blue. I have an IKEA bag that is covered in mustaches, and I have the Pride IKEA bag, which is rainbow, and I love that one. I carry it everywhere. I had one rainbow bag kind of go missing, and I don't know where. So I put my name in giant vinyl letters on my 2 bags that I carry the most. This one's a little harder to see because it's just black, but I mean, you definitely get the point. This one, however, you can totally tell that this is my bag. The other Cricut project that I did last week that I can show you this week was I did make Janice's shirt, and this was inspired by her, so like a rock star. Last week I mentioned that I had cut out all the pieces for a bag that I wanted to take with me on my trip, and this is going to be my bag that I like take on the airplane that has like my medication and my extra change of underwear and, you know, the bag that you need to have with you. I really wanted to just use things that I have on hand. That's something I try to do occasionally, where I just challenge myself to not buy anything. And I had been cleaning out old bags. I have lots of tote bags, and we all have lots of tote bags, and I had found this bag, which I'm going to show you a picture now. It's not a great picture. Imagine IKEA bag. I should have done like some video of this before I cut it up, but I didn't. So this is a fabric bag made by Moda years ago. I think I got it in 2011, I don't know. I don't remember. Whatever year it was, I went to Quilt Market back when I used to work for Honeybee Quilt Store, and I got this free at Quilt Market, and I've had it for years. I've used it for all kinds of stuff. I washed it and I cut this bag apart, and the first thing I want to show you is what's left. This is all that's left. I think this was the gusset, and I did cut part of it off. I used part of it for something, and that bag is now this bag. So I salvaged the front. I used almost every piece of the bag that I had, and then I added fabric. So the old straps, which looked like individual pieces, like a long strap and a short strap on each side, was actually one long piece. So I zigzagged those together and I made that into my shoulder strap. I had a bag of Soft and Stable that I had gotten as a free add-on from, like, I think Annie's or one of the catalogs where you can buy catalogs. That's how old I am. One of the websites where you can buy, like, you know, sewing supplies. Anyway, so this is Soft and Stable inside with some of my Tula and then just a little bit of Moda dots. And I had the best time with this, guys. So I think Jeannie sent me, Jeannie, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Jeannie sent me a whole bunch of zippers that Silly Sarah and I shared like a long time ago. And that's, I'm pretty sure that's where the zipper came from. Inside, I've got a big zipper pocket on this side. It's fully lined. Can't really see what I'm doing. So here's the inside there. And I just used any fabric that I thought coordinated with the outside. And then on this side, I've got two more pockets. So this is just a divided pocket here. And if you can see it down there in the bottom is actually red. Pull it out a little bit so you can see the bottom is red. And the majority of this fabric is Moda. There's a little bit of fossil fern, but almost all of it is Moda or Moda grunge or Moda dots, which just seemed fitting because this was, and it was an old Moda bag that I turned into my, this is going to be my carry-on for my my trip that I'm taking on Wednesday. Anyway, so that, I'm pretty sure that was the part of the gusset. This was the actual bottom of the original bag. And then I have pockets on the side. So they're a little tighter than I expected, but one of my water bottles does fit, my other water bottle does not, but I have plenty of room inside, so it's not a big deal. My bag, I'm super happy with it. It's really soft because of the Soft and Stable, and I mean, it stands up by itself, which was part of the point. I've always carried a tote bag and, you know, it just falls over down by my feet under the seat in front of me, and I wanted something that would stand open so that if I wanted to crochet or I was trying to get a snack or whatever, that it would stand up on its own. So yay, I'm really excited about this. It's entirely repurposed and fabric from my stash. Everything I had on hand. The very last thing I have to share today, I'm going to do briefly. I received a giant box of fabric from Alita. You guys might know her as Tweedy Loves Quilting. She designed for Fandom and Stitches for years when we first started, and she is no longer designing quilt patterns, but she still lets us share her patterns, and she sent me fabric and more fabric and fabric and more fabric, and there's even a nice big spool of Gutermann in there, which is one of my favorite threads. So massive thanks to Alita. I will get all of this sorted and it will probably all end up going into the Linus quilts. If there's anything that looks like it'll work in one of my projects that I have lined up for myself, it'll go in there. She said I could use it for anything I want. I might end up sharing some of it. Anyway, thank you, Alita. It's always nice to talk to you, and it was really sweet of you to share with me. Very last thing, I know I said that was it, but I forgot a thing. I did actually unpick the pillowcased quilt that Abby sent me, and it is ready to just be quilted on my mid-arm when I can get out there and do it. So I have the batting, the front, and I'll probably add a little piece to the back because it needs to be a little wider for me to float it on my quilt frame. So yeah, this is pretty much ready to go. Now for real, I'm gonna wrap this up. So you guys have a wonderful week, have a crafty week, hug the ones you love, and I will see you next week. Bye.